welcome to Who Put This On, Season 3, Episode 47, where we watch A Double Shot of Love, Season 1, Episode 1 and 2, presumably. I'm Chris Lorenz.
This is James.
Robert Kitts.
ABC Lashes.
Oh, Noah Singer.
I'm Harrison Hoffman.
All right, guys. Welcome. I always forget that we're to put MTV on.
Every time.
All the
you
time.
gotta remind me
It's only
before the intro.
It's only been 2 weeks since the last one.
How many MTV shows have we done now?
Too
I
many.
feel like most of the season, majority of the season has been MTV shows.
Painful.
Wait, can we do season 4 all MTV?
We have this spin-off show maybe, Who Put MTV On.
Like it.
Then we can get into Next. I know you're really looking forward to Next.
I want to do next so bad.
We gotta do next.
Got to bring back those throwbacks. There's so much
Yes.
MTV content. Is the reality? Because there's so much terrible.
That's
The reality.
MTV
I got an
content.
idea. MTV Throwback Month.
Oh, now you're talking my language, dude.
Great.
That Next Bus though, like spoilers, Next Bus.
I'd love
Bring
to
it
watch
back.
Singled Out. That'd be fun to bring back on.
Ooh,
All
yeah.
right. Harrison, give us the description of A Double Shot of Love.
Jersey Shore stars Pauly D and Vinny are on a search for love, and there's no better way to do that than in a house with 20 beautiful single women competing for their hearts. The guys decide which women stay and go, but to level the playing field, the ladies get to pick which man they want to date. In the end, Pauly D, Vinny, and the remaining women must decide if they want to take a shot at love. That's Double Shot at Love on MTV.
Thank you, Harrison. We didn't really get into a whole half of that in this double episode.
Not a lot.
How does it level the playing field to pick one of the two Guidos?
I think it actually tilts the playing field in a certain way, as we'll get into.
Incredible game.
Yeah, so the show is classic, Tila Tequila, Rock of Love, all those classic shows that we just did, like 2 months ago, where we did Rock of Love and A Shot of Love.
Love
Barely 2 months ago.
Barely 2 months ago,
It
which
was-
I know James was really happy about.
We're returning to the sweet embrace of Love Month.
I thought Love Month was over, guys. I was really moving on. It's springtime now,
Yeah,
But we're back.
Springtime, love is in the air. It's time for it's time to
that's it.
revisit it.
When
February
love
is the
blooms.
time for love. That's the only month of love. The 11 other months, there's no love.
I mean, you missed last week, James, where we saw people just whale each other with swords. So.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I was here for that one.
Wait.
What was last week?
No.
Selling
2 weeks
Sunset.
ago.
Oh, that's right.
We're-
Those two
Yeah.
I got a feeling we're going to get a Selling Sunset update later, so
We may.
Oh man, you're right. I'm
but
sorry, guys.
we'll get to that.
So before we did this podcast, we may have also done a double shot.
Was it a double shot of love?
Some say when I poured it, there might have been some love in there.
Little hint of love.
Some.
some hint of love there.
Also
A
some
heavy
rum.
hand.
Some rums, maybe some Fireball. You don't know. We don't know. Depending on who you are. So this show, 20 people, 20 women show up to date Pauly D and/or Vinny D something that I don't know his last name.
Just Vinny.
Doesn't matter.
Just Vinny.
Vinny from the Jersey Shore.
All right. So the general format of the show was they had 10 women come up and they were going to do this prank, quote unquote prank.
We have to tee up the prank right now.
Prank war
We
champion.
have to tee up the prank.
Tee up
or
the
el- or
prank.
else it's not. Nothing is going to make any
Harrison.
sense from here
Tee up
on
the
out.
prank.
Please tee up the prank.
So basically, this show. So as you know, Pauly D is famous for being a prank war champion, and so the show basically starts with him with Pauly and Vinny saying, "Hey, we're about to pull the ultimate prank on these girls." So effectively, they're going to have these girls show up in 2 groups of 10. In the first group of girls, Vinny is going to pretend like he's the host, and Pauly D is going to pretend like he's the only one who's dating these girls. The second group's going to show up, and then Pauly D is going to pretend like he's the host, and Vinny's going to be the one dating these girls. It's not really a prank. And then
In no way a prank.
and then after all this happens, they're going to bring both groups of girls together and say, "JK, you're actually dating both of us now." and that's it.
Worst prank of all time.
It's a terrible prank. It's not even
Yeah.
a prank, and I think that the only reason it exists is they didn't hire a host for the show, so they're just like, we need some people to play that host
the
role.
Minutia.
But I'm
Mark
just
L.
saying.
Wahlberg was booked up.
He probably
They
was.
couldn't get him.
He's too expensive for this show.
We're into the minutia. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I don't think that's that much minutia.
It's all minutia.
Yeah, nothing else happens. That is the show.
We'll get back to Mark
No.
L. Wahlberg.
I had to tee up the prank.
Yeah.
Because the prank is the basis for the format of these first 2 episodes.
The whole episode we saw was all about this.
I mean, I'll just briefly go over. We'll go right back to the minutia. I promise you. 10 women show up. They talk to Paul. Vinny comes out and intros Polly. They talk to Polly. Then they do some sort of talent show.
A DJ
We'll come
talent
back
They did a
show.
talent
Air
show.
quotes.
Yes.
Talent
Talent
show.
show.
Two people get kicked off. Then they swap. Polly introduces Vinny. 10 women talk to Vinny. Then they do some sort of quiz show.
Are you smarter than a Guido?
Are you smarter? And then they kick off 2 more people. And then they all come back the next day for a pool party. And they get introed together straight to black, where we don't know what happens. That's the show.
That really that's a tight recap right there.
It's a
Prank
it's-
revealed
it's-
coming up on this season. Roll the sizzle reel. That was the episode, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
Podcast complete.
It
So
was crazy.
on this show where they split the 2 people up into 2 groups, I liked it. I thought like introing 10 people in an hour seems very reasonable. Introing 20 people in an hour just doesn't work.
It's true that I had the same thought of, it's nice they introed some people, then let's take a break from intros and do something else. Then we'll get back to more intros later. Like, instead of just a onslaught of intros, it was kind of a nice mechanic.
So the prank is a format for you think kind of helps. But I feel like we
Prank.
got really hung up on this quote prank because it's not a prank at all.
Because they wouldn't stop talking about the fact that they were doing this prank.
I think it is a prank, but not on who they think the prank is on.
It's a prank on Vinny.
It's a prank on Vinny.
Definitely.
So this is the thing. One thing to talk about is, so now they've kicked off 4 of the 20. There's 16 left. Of those 16, how many are more excited to DJ Pauly D than Vinny? I think it's like 14.
Well, I think one big differentiating factor is the age gap between Polly and Vinny. So Polly, way more famous, has way more money, way more prestige, but he's a lot older than Vinny. And there are a lot of young women in the group. So if there's anything that like sways you onto Vinny's side, other than him being a romantic who apparently is going to write sonnets for you, it might be his age.
Here's my theory on the prank. They're like, we just introduced 20 women to both of them. 0 people are going to be wanting Vinny. How do we try to twist the situation so
Yeah.
some people are more into Vinny than Pauly? And I don't think it worked.
No, it doesn't really work. But what does work about the format of this show is, so they have the 10 women like talking to the person who they think is the bachelor. And then there are all these cut shots to the other person sitting in a bedroom, lying on a bed, watching like a live feed of what's happening. And that is very incredible. I loved that part of the show.
I thought when Vinny was the quote unquote host watching, there were a lot more cutaways to his comments. Pauly D was not putting much effort into being the host. He was
No.
like, I'm not talking to the women. Whatever. We'll see what happens.
He's got it. He's got it
Vinny
made.
the host, Pauly D the bachelor was the like, even when they're trying to make it not that, that's what it was.
Vinny was a pretty good host.
He was.
Yeah.
Like he could be the next Mark L. Wahlberg.
Oh, I don't know about
I mean,
that.
if we're getting into this, I'm going to also throw out that Vinny was pretty good as a Chris Harrison. He was really laying out that smooth, like, crisp
Smooth jazz.
delivery. Like,
Yeah.
like
Are you sure Chris Harrison isn't putting out the great Mark L. Wahlberg vibes?
I think you're overhyping this Mark L. Wahlberg situation is what the reality is.
What if Vinny is Chris Harrison and Pauly D is Mark L. Wahlberg?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That seems right.
Because Pauly D does a very different style to the hosting approach, and I don't think he does a good as job of like actually hosting as like Vinny
Yeah.
did. Vinny like teed it up. He had like this intro, and I don't know. I felt like he brought
Yeah.
a real sound host persona to it.
I'm putting in a 20-year prediction that Pauly D will become rocking around New Year's Eve host.
That's a good projection.
So you
That's
think,
really
You think
good.
that Pauly D is going to replace Ryan Seacrest as the
Yeah.
New Year's Eve host?
He definitely fits in that. Like, I think he's like
No
a really
way.
exciting personality, but you don't want to see him all the time.
So-
It's like once a year, he's like excited. He has the music going. He's got it going.
So
I can't believe
what-
I'm saying this, but I'm with Noah on this. I think.
No way.
I think this is a good sell.
Not a
he
chance.
might host like MTV's New Year's Eve. He is not a general
But
like
time out.
interest kind of person.
For our generation, he is.
right.
So one channel is Ryan Seacrest. There's another channel. It's
MTV.
Steve Harvey. Does
Oh.
Pauly D replace Steve Harvey as the knockoff New Year's host?
Possibly.
What's the channel?
I don't know what channel is on what.
What episode of Who Put This On are we going to be on?
There's also a channel where Anderson Cooper's the host.
Oh, Jesus, that's got. What does he even talk about?
I mean, he has that mole experience.
There you go.
I want that.
Dude,
That's
An-
the content I want.
I feel like I feel like Anderson Cooper's a pretty compelling host. He's a pretty,
No,
pretty interesting guy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's
What do you
bullshit.
mean?
He's way too serious.
Not
No,
for
no,
New
no,
Year's
no.
I'm
Eve.
like, he's bringing me like the world news on some shit. Like I'm
Right.
like, oh,
No,
fuck,
no.
shit's
But
nuts
also-
over
A
there.
Coop,
the mole.
Noah gets it. Me and Noah same
I'm
page
with you,
here.
James.
Anderson Cooper knows how to have a good time.
Definitely.
100%.
He definitely does, but not,
All right,
not
guys.
on camera.
So this show starts out,
How do you know that?
and like Pauly and Vinny walk into this room. They're sharing a room, by the way, which is kind of odd.
Well, they walk into the giant house.
Yeah, they walk into this giant house. They get to this room. They're sharing a room, and like Pauly sits out onto this table. This is like crazy case with like 6 watches in it. He plugs into the wall, and we're like, we have to plug a watch case in the wall for, and it just like has these crazy spinning watches
And lights.
and lights. And then he goes and takes nails and starts nailing into the wall and start hanging up just chains, just like they do one. I'm like, oh, it's got a chain. It seems
Gold
reasonable.
chains.
There's like 20 gold chains hanging on.
It wasn't
There were-
20.
It was
There
like
a
10.
lot.
It was,
It was
a
like
lot.
10,
a good
12.
amount. Yeah.
Hey, let me embellish, okay? And then just hanging up on this wall. And it was at some point Vinny put on one of these chains. Did not look great. Not a good look for Vinny.
I really wish they made a bigger deal how Pauly D brought nails and a hammer to this house. they kind of was like, oh, of course he has nails and a hammer. Who's traveling with nails and a hammer?
You gotta. I mean, somebody that travels a lot, pays that extra fee to that hotel room.
So let me get this straight. You think he's rolling to a hotel? He's like, I gotta put my chain somewhere. He pulls out the hammer and starts nailing it to the wall.
Why not?
This is
I
great.
don't think this is the first time he's ever come into a place and nailed into the wall to hang his chains.
Oh, I agree. He looked like a pro doing it. He
Oh,
knew
yeah.
exactly the spacing, how far to put that nail
Oh,
in.
yeah.
I mean, he's putting like a 5-inch nail in that wall.
So
Yeah.
he's got a kit. He's got some spackle also traveling with him.
Nah,
Nail.
you just pay the hotel like whatever.
When you're making that Pauly D
fee-
money,
whatever
Yeah.
fee it is. Maybe when he rolls up to these places, like part of his contract is like, I'm gonna be putting some holes in the wall. like,
gotta have a place to put my chains, yo.
the chains need a place. They need a home.
He doesn't.
that
He,
nail.
he doesn't ask them to provide him with hooks. He asks for the capability to pound nails into the wall.
Yeah, you're just like letting them know. It's like that whole like they only want a bowl of blue M&Ms or whatever to make sure they read the contract. Like it's one of those things.
What?
Yeah.
You don't know that?
Yeah.
Like if you're like I don't know what.
It was an
famous-
80s rock band.
Yeah.
They asked for brown M&Ms as part of their writer when they were to go into shows, and they really didn't give a shit. But basically, if they knew they got brown M&Ms only in the bowl, they knew that they were paying attention to all the details.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So this house is pretty nuts. So it's in LA, the show. Do we determine that?
They
I don't know
did say
that matters
LA,
a bunch,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
like this house is crazy. So like these girls are walking in and they're like they obviously don't know at this point who the dudes are. And the
It's
the
weird
first thing
that
they
they
see
don't
is like this crazy motorcycle in the living room with like a crazy paint job, gold sneakers on the wall, like
The gold
a
sneakers
tanning
is
bed in the
weird.
living room. Like this house is weird. It's
So
a-
weird.
It's a weird house, right?
Is this the same house from back in the day? Is this
What do
the
you mean
Rock
back
of
in
Love
the day?
House?
No way.
The Rock of Love House?
We got to go into this. What is this Rock of Love?
the show we did? Like
Shot of Love?
Shot of Love.
Okay,
Sorry, yeah,
just
Shot of
checking.
Love.
No, there's
No,
also
Shot
Rock of Love.
There's Shot of Love
What is
and
Rock of Love?
What's Rock of Love?
It was the same format with some rock star.
It's
Oh my
Brett
gosh.
Michaels, right?
I thought I thought you were gonna say The Rock did this.
Oh, my
I was
god!
like, what?
Like,
Man, can you imagine that?
The Rock.
Wow.
So, Rock of Love was Brett Michaels.
there you go.
Shot of Love with Tila Tequila, and we've apparently found out same house for both shows.
What about
But not
not
this
for this
show.
Yeah.
Well, that's the question. Was
Okay.
it the same house for this show?
This is
Okay.
definitely like a producer house. Like, this is a.
I mean, if the same house was for two different reality shows 10 years ago, I'm guessing that was a producer house. I don't
I
know
mean,
if it's the same
obviously.
house.
Yeah.
We didn't get the same shots. Well, I
As
guess
someone who is not on either podcast, I'm not feel I can talk of if this was the same house, but
No, this is the same house.
it's not the same house.
So let's go over the people that got introed here with Pauly D. These people,
Pauly D.
These people think they're dating Pauly D, which is
They think
clearly,
Vinny's the host.
yeah, which is clearly no one here's like, let me date Vinny. Whereas like there's the opposite happens in the other one. Like the first person I've written down is Mish, which is our favorite.
Sheesh.
Me.
This is our favorite.
Mish Gao.
She does not know who Pauly D is or Vinny.
Or the Jersey Shore.
Or yeah, which is
Great.
makes her stand out among everyone.
Top of the list.
At some point, she was out in the back and she was like crying. She didn't feel like she fit in because she didn't know anyone. She didn't know who they were, and everyone else did, which was kind of odd.
Well, and like in general, all of these women are very attractive. Like
Everyone.
on the upper end of like the bar, and she's feeling out of place. Is like how she feels, right?
She wasn't the no. So I'd say
That's what she said though. Like she
Yeah,
felt
like-
like she was out of place.
2/3 of the girls are like very attractive. Then it's like 1/3 that's just like more normal. And so there is like a big difference there. And she's probably.
We're just learning a lot about Noah right now, I think.
Oh, we learned a lot about Noah tonight. I feel like.
When do you not learn a lot about?
Oh,
things?
also when the show started, Noah was like, Tila Tequila isn't even in this.
Yeah.
Or is she?
That was great.
I will not represent myself as knowing a lot about the reality TV realm, despite speaking a lot on the show.
And then our favorite person to hate, Susie. She has the best laugh on the show, right, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Very, very high pitched laugh.
If
Very
we ever
annoying
get the
laugh.
Who Put This on soundboard, I think Susie's laugh's got to go on the soundboard.
No,
yeah.
I don't want to hear that laugh. I don't want our audience to really hear the laugh either.
But Chris, could you demonstrate the laugh,
No,
Oh, please do.
please?
no,
I believe in
Please.
you, Chris.
that's nice.
You got it. We got to tell the
Paul-
listeners what we're talking about.
Do we have a soundboard?
Noah, can you do the laugh?
I gotta hear it again.
So no.
James,
No.
can you do the laugh?
Not from memory.
Oh my God. Rob.
ABC. I feel like
Rob
would.
can do the
I
laugh.
can't.
You can do the laugh.
No, you can do the laugh.
You
Let's
guys
do it at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna do
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, he really let you.
Oh, wow, that trust fall
I
went
didn't do
really
better
poor.
He didn't even try.
Man.
Oh man,
We could have harmonized.
That was pretty good. That sounded almost like.
It was longer than that, though.
Yeah.
She would really go for it. And it
Uh,
was most of the way they've cut the show. It seems like most of her conversations were laughter. And then she's in a talent competition laughing.
It
They
was
definitely
mostly, yeah.
dialed up the ADR on her laughing, for sure.
It was laugh followed by boob bounce.
Oh, yes.
lot of
Very
boob bouncing.
big fake boobs.
But that wasn't.
Well, no,
just
was she
her.
the one?
Oh no, I mean you're right. No,
she was
Noah's
the one
right.
who got behind the DJ booth and was kind of dancing on him, right?
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
so.
That was
yeah.
her.
Like during the talent
Yeah.
show, she didn't really know what to do. She was just
was
laughing a
laughing.
bunch and then just grinding on Pauly D, basically.
And it worked.
And it
100%.
worked.
It worked.
Pauly
yeah.
did claim to love the laugh,
He loved that laugh.
which I don't. There's no way.
Do you love the laugh or the grinding?
This was before the grinding. So
It was.
I mean, we don't know the confessional could have been after the grinding.
I thought he said that like while they were in person, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, unclear.
No, he looked really awkward in person. And then in the confessional, he was like, I love her laugh.
Then there was Darren.
Oh, Darren.
Darren
cat
Page.
lady.
Love Darren.
Crazy cat lady. Nuts.
She
Definitely
said
nuts.
every outfit she brought is cat related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also brought cat ears.
So
and
let's
she does
see
her
what
makeup with
happens
cat ears
there.
on.
It reminded me of that Love School show with the one woman that was wearing
Yes.
the cat ears in the show.
The influencer.
Oh
Yeah.
no, from India.
yeah,
India
Love,
show, yeah.
Love School.
Yeah.
What if-
That
Darren,
show is called Love School.
What
Thank
if
you.
Darren rolled in with those cat ears?
She'd
Strong move.
Easily get kicked off.
it's wild that she didn't, considering the big game she talks about being a cat.
Well, she also
Crawling around on that floor.
Crawling around on
Yeah.
the floor like a cat.
just crawling around the floor like a cat. I didn't get the whole hot towels go. So Vinny is on the couch talking to another girl.
Pauly D.
Pauly D, sorry, thank you, Noah.
Oh.
And so they're getting some one-on-one time, and Darren is just crawling around the floor as a cat.
Well,
and all
she
of a
wa-
sudden, she pops up behind the couch and goes like something like, "Anybody want some hot towels?" It was like very weird voice.
With that same scratch in the voice.
It was so good.
It was one of the best moments of comedy I've ever seen.
It definitely seemed like she was trying to surprise them with something that they'd want, but I don't understand the hot towels
It was
thing.
really good.
So it's very
I think she was
odd.
just trying to be weird and random. Like it was crazy.
How drunk was she when she did that?
Pretty drunk.
So they're
So-
drinking. We got.
Oh,
But,
we should talk about
wait,
that. Get into
was
that.
she the drunkest on
No.
the
Definitely
Oh.
not.
I have a quote from Darren though.
Give
At some
it to me.
point, she said, "I hope you like your pasta raw."
Oh.
Yes, this was her like opening line in the talent show.
was very-
And all of us said, "What?"
It made no sense. I'm so glad she's on the show still, so we could see these cat outfits though.
She's wonderful.
I want to see
She's-
these cat outfits.
Oh.
She is a real character, the likes I've never seen before. I love her.
I think Chris just dropped a hint. He's gonna keep watching this show.
Oh. Speaking of drinking, our favorite drinker on the show, Kate.
Oh, Kate.
How do you spell Kate?
Cate, obviously.
Like a cat
No.
with an E.
Like Kate.
I think we were discussing a lot of these women have strange names, and they had Kate. I was like, "Oh, Kate, normal name," and they showed her name on the screen. I was like,
Nope.
"I guess not."
Like for some reason, every time we watch an MTV show, like everyone has some very interesting first name across the board.
Yeah. So at some point, Kate was drinking with somebody, and she was like, "Gross, you're drinking water?" Then walks around the bar and just like pours drinks.
Like, you probably want to drink champagne.
Yeah.
And we're all like,
Obviously.
No, I mean,
See how
it
this
seems,
goes.
seems reasonable. And then she got too drunk and didn't show up at the talent show.
well, no. Before that, many things happened before that.
Oh, yeah, there's
You're
a lot.
forgetting,
All right, go ahead.
perhaps, she's outside talking to a group of women, and there's a hot tub, which has not been featured in the show because no one has gone in it because we're all in like our dresses. And she just gets up on the rim of the hot tub, and it's unclear if she falls in or jumps in, but she's in the hot tub, and all the women are like, "Whoa!"
I feel like it was implied she fell in, but like rolled with it.
Yeah.
And then she still has her glass because she's been hitting the alcohol, and she's in the hot tub all wet in her fancy dress, and she's drinking from the glass, but she's out of alcohol.
But she's got
And
that
then
strawberry.
No, she had the
There's
strawberry.
just a
yeah.
big strawberry in the bottom, and she gets to the bottom where the strawberry is, and she chomps it, and all the women watch in horror.
Why? Wait. Why is that so horrific? Like, I was actually confused on that.
Well, because she was trying to drink alcohol.
right? Yeah. But
She was
women are
definitely
like,
trying to
"Strawberry's
booze
still
really
there."
hard, and she gets out of the tub, and she keeps trying to drink from an empty
Well, yeah,
glass,
right.
and
That
another
was-
girl
yeah.
is like, "Do you want my tequila?"
Yeah.
Right, like she has the champagne flute like upside down, head tilted back, trying to drink it, and it's empty.
It is
on
very
the second
distressing.
one. On the second
Right.
one,
No, that's
the
the thing.
gone,
Like,
yeah.
no, the impression I got was we saw her do it one time the first time, and it was like the fifth time she tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can
And
see
the
that.
women are like, she keeps trying to drink from that glass.
yeah.
And
That
there's
makes
no
sense.
alcohol.
The one thing I do want to say though, I think she intentionally got in the hot tub. If she would have fell in, her head would have been soaked. Right, like you're not gonna catch her feet probably doing that. So I think
I don't
she
know.
There wasn't-
intentionally
She was
stepped in.
so drunk at that point.
So right before she got in the hot tub, There was some sort of quote about like, "Oh, I have to pee."
Are you sure?
Some kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
decoy?
There
Okay.
was
I mean,
some,
I know that we discussed that.
there was
but-
some speculation, but I think Vinny in a testimonial that says like, man, sometimes these girls just hop in a hot tub so they can pee in it or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
He
did
definitely
somebody-
said that too. I don't know. Maybe I misheard it. I don't
No,
know.
you know, I think you guys are right.
but
But that's the working theory we're going with, right?
that could have happened.
I mean,
The
all
working-
of this happens, and then later, Polly is having a chat with another woman on a couch, some kind of one-on-one, and Kate is sitting at the end of the couch, wet, just staring off into the middle distance, and everyone's really worried about her. And Polly like looks over and tries to like alert her and like, hey, like, you okay? And she just kind of looks around at him. It is not a good situation. And shortly after that, she runs to the bathroom and like grabs a friend from the house and starts lashes and starts talking about how she doesn't think Polly likes her and she's not good enough to be here.
I'm not what he wants.
Yeah, that was real. Got real there.
It was super real, but super, super strange.
I mean, I don't know how many times we have to see this on reality shows, but like there's something about the first night of being on a reality show when that alcohol's around and you're just fucking ready to rage, all this energy, drinking like crazy, and it does a lot of people bad in the first episode.
yeah.
This is my big question with Kate. If she knew Vinny was in the mix, would that have changed her attitude? She's like, Polly doesn't want me. Maybe Vinny wants me.
She
might
kind of
have.
looks like a Polly girl, though,
Yeah.
with that hair.
Oh yeah.
What is it, someone who is a Vinny girl but not a Polly girl?
Well, so I think Polly girls have like a big hair situation, and Kate has the big poof, which is going to match up well in a couple photo with Mr. Polly D.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
And then in the only real chat that they had before she got super drunk, she's like, yeah, like, I'm a bartender. She's like, yeah, I really like being in the party because if I'm not in the party, I just don't know what to do. And he's like, I'm the exact same way. That's why I DJ. You're like, okay.
Very tough. So Kate,
we
Kate
should
puts
just
herself in a
close.
bad situation.
We should just close that storyline out, right?
Yep.
Like we're not coming back to this one.
Oh yeah. She just leaves.
Who else do we care about from the first group?
Well, Polly just is like goes out to confront her in the front of the house at some point and is like, not really like, hey, what's going on, blah blah blah. And she's just like, yeah, I don't think I should be here. I just want to go. He's like, let me call you a cab.
And then he takes out his phone and pretends to call a cab for her.
I like how committed he was to like, I'm just randomly calling a cab right now. And then they're clearly faked for the show branded cab rolls up.
Totally.
It's great.
So Vinny and Polly are very used to like committing to bits. Like this bit about this whole like prank, that's a bit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's
Oh, for
not a
sure.
prank. Like,
It's a format of these episodes, and it's a pretty good one.
and then like at the end of this, when they have this cab ceremony, like the people have to like give
Chris, tell us more. About
You
You gotta tee it up.
give them your number. So like,
Well, they're like, we're not going to do roses. We're not going to do keys. We're not going to mess around with that kind of stuff. You're just going to come up here and you're going to give my boy your number.
Oh yeah. He's either gonna ask you for your number or he's gonna call you a
He's
cab.
going to call you a cab.
No bits.
No
No
bitch.
bits, though. We're not playing around. We're here for love.
And then we are treated to so many shots of women just tapping on like the home screen of Polly's iPhone. Like,
As if
So
they've
bad.
never typed in a phone before.
yeah, they're definitely not putting any numbers in that phone.
not at all.
No.
My favorite was the gusto Mish was hitting that phone with.
She was really trying. She was really trying to sell a bit, and the camera guy did not help her out by showing her fingers on the
No.
screen.
She
Yeah.
played that phone like keyboard cat.
It was so like the shots were so weird because it was like behind Polly's back, like looking at her, but like just like in an odd angle because you couldn't see the phone to make it look like everyone's looking at the phone, but you can't see it. It's just like the attention, you just can't see what's going on.
I think that was one of the last things decided on the show. Like, it's like, oh, it'd be a good concept, and there's like, oh, but execution, that's gonna be terrible. Like, we just gotta roll. We gotta go. Come on, let's
What
go.
I-
Also, let's project though in the future. the women have already given them their numbers. What is episode 3?
Yeah,
like,
what do you
what
do?
is gonna happen?
Can I get those digits again?
Like,
No.
oh no, I got a new phone.
What I hope that this is signifying is that, okay, so you meet a woman somewhere, you're like, get the number. And then after the number, you're like, okay, well, let's go on first date. Or like, then the second date, then we like move in. Like, it's going to like progression of
You
like.
think he's
how
gonna
it
do
goes.
Time
this
out,
like
time out.
5
no,
of
no,
them?
but
Chris
hold on.
Lorenz's dating strategy. First date, second date,
Then we
move in.
Obviously, that's how it works, guys. Just the progression of dating somebody to getting like whatever the end of this fucking show is going to
The
be.
paper anniversary.
The paper.
So on the next one though, instead of like getting the digits, is it like I'm gonna delete your digits or like block your number?
Oh,
Is that the
that's
move?
very good. I like that.
Noah is
Like-
not liking it.
Well, no.
I see him just aggressively shaking no.
You guys are just you're missing a thing they need to reconcile, which is they've only gone after one half of the girls, so they're gonna first have to
Oh.
reconcile, like bringing them together.
Well, do you think the next episodes is like Polly gets all of Vinny's girls and then is going to ask for their numbers?
At
No.
some
And vice
point, they're gonna
versa.
have to have equal access to the pool.
That actually makes a lot of sense. That's the second.
But that only gets us like 2 more episodes in the future, and then like at some point
Still
we
the
have
same
to.
problem.
They all have the numbers.
All right,
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
on.
Do you
Let's
think they're
go-
wait? Do you think they're going to be like, "What's your Snapchat?
Ah,
No.
What's your Insta?
no,
What's your-
they'll-
what's
they're
your
just gonna
TikTok?
Say, what's your social
the
media?
gram.
What's your gram
gram.
now?"
No, the next
What's
one's
your
like,
gram?
will you go on a date with me?
Well, I don't know.
That's definitely.
That's
I'm just saying
that's
it's-
way too close
What
for
if-
the millennials.
What if they got like a Bumble sponsorship?
I'm sure it's coming.
Meet me in that Bumble spot.
Yeah.
All right, so Polly
Hotspot.
said Polly comes out, and like everyone's super excited when Polly D shows to this next group of women.
Or in the next group of
The
women?
next group of women, Polly comes out, and they're so excited.
Can we
And-
talk about the men's outfits?
Sure. Well, in a second. In
Yeah,
a second.
we'll come back.
And then he says, I'm just the host. And you could see the disappointment in all of the women's faces, especially one girl specifically, which we'll get to, named Holly. And then Vinny comes out and they like give this like half-hearted, like, we're excited, as we all predicted. Everyone in this room was like, this isn't going to go well. You can't bring up Pauly D and then as like at least 2 to 3 times like more popular and exciting than Vinny is.
Yeah. It
So
worked out well when the first night, Vinny, or the same night earlier, Vinny comes out. People are excited to see Vinny. Then he's like, I'm not the Bachelor. Guess who is? Then Pauly D comes out. They're even more excited. That worked well.
yeah, that
When
was
you flip it, it doesn't work. as
the
well.
hype
It's a little
man.
weird.
there.
You're gonna date my paler friend with smaller hair
And less money.
and less money, no chains.
Less famous.
Vinny knew what was coming though. Like Vinny's well aware that Pauly D is a much bigger celebrity.
He's
Yeah.
less famous. He's less charismatic. He's got less money. Let's give it up for Vinny.
Oh,
He is
Man.
younger though.
He is younger.
You do feel a lot of empathy for Vinny, I think, because Vinny, like the first part of this episode, Vinny is killing it. He's an amazing host. He's like really good. He's like doing some quips and stuff. And then the second he's gonna date the women, he gets so nervous. And the first thing we see is he's in the bathroom and he's like hair drying his armpits because he's so sweaty. And like Pauly's giving him a pep talk, and like you can tell he's like very, very worried about
And we
what's
gotta
gonna
talk
happen.
about these outfits now.
Yeah, we got to talk about the outfits.
them outfits.
Go ahead.
Am I introing
You
the
have
outfits?
to tee the outfits.
Well, I'm just really excited about the outfits because apparently they've decided that the host man gets to wear a suit and then the dating man gets to wear some kind of cool
Man.
cash outfit.
Cool
So
air quotes.
some kind of cool guy outfit, which is a little tough because part 1, Vinny's dressed in this like cool blue suit, and then he becomes a bachelor and he just puts on this casual bomber, and then Pauly puts on this amazing like 3-piece suit, and all of us were like, whoa. Look how nice this boy cleans up. But now Vinny's the bachelor. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know if I did a good job explaining
ABC,
that.
I got a question
but-
for you.
Okay.
When you're the Bachelor with a group of women to impress, is bomber jacket the
when
way
I
to go?
when I'm the bachelor,
When a person is the bachelor,
when I'm on this show dating
you're
a bachelor,
on the show.
Okay.
Bachelor rolls out.
What do you
Bomber
think?
jacket.
No.
What's your
No.
impression? No.
The tough part about this, I think, is you can't have the host outshine you.
Yes.
And then these boys come. So Polly comes out first. Polly is dressed like to the nines and looks bomb. And then Vinny comes out just looking like sort of like a producer. Like you can't have that.
But he wants them to be more casual. He doesn't want the suit.
But it's tough also because all the women are dressed in these like kind of weird outfits, but they're like kind of like trying to look nice for the club. Like they're all wearing like sort of dresses or like approximations of dresses. You can't have this guy like showing up who's like going to work at his tech startup. No good.
no good.
No
I mean,
good.
That's why I liked his outfit.
I feel like it's like. I feel like
Too
they're-
real, Noah. Too real.
Like he's got to look. I mean, maybe this is his club outfit, but like I want him to look a little bit more polished. And part of it is that he doesn't have this big hair to like look that he really styled, whatever. Like all he really has is a cool look, and I don't think he killed it.
I think that
Annabeth's fashion corner.
they were trying to go for some sort of Alfred Batman kind of situation, where like Alfred's wearing the suit, and you know Batman's just trying to be cool, but like it just doesn't work. That
Would
way.
this have been better? Would this have been better?
Wait. Tell me even more.
Would this have been better if Vinny came out and he's dressed as Batman?
What if everyone was naked?
Ooh.
What are we talking
All right,
I mean,
so-
for a lot of the women, it's not a big stretch.
Nah. So building on Annabeth's comment on their clothing, so all the women there are dressed up like they're basically going to a club, right? But Christina, who comes out in the second batch, she has more of a what you'd call like a club / yoga / beachwear outfit.
It's a very odd outfit.
It's like
Yeah.
athleisure meets club.
It's like a sports bra and a like
And a
just like a
sports
skirt.
Like a
But like a
sports
tight,
sarong.
like yoga pants wear our skirt kind
Yeah.
of thing.
So during this like quiz show, she comes out and like folds up her skirt so she can do some sort of yoga pose, exposing her underwear and whatever blurred out on our screen.
Do
It
we
was
know?
it was very weird because he asked her to do the warrior pose, and I don't think that was the warrior
That was like
No.
pose.
I think it's
That was like some kind of
it's like Warrior 3 or 4 or something. It's not like
Oh, it is.
yeah. That was a deep cut warrior pose.
But she did it
really
very
wanted
well.
to do it.
She executed it
yeah,
flawlessly.
it is definitely a yoga pose. I don't know what pose it's called.
Noah, tell us your take on this woman.
Christina. So I think she's interesting. She
Oh,
That's one way to put it.
deep,
Yeah.
deep cuts from Noah Singh.
deep cuts. So she speaks her mind, and she says a lot of things on the show that you wouldn't expect. I think when she won me over, later to lose me, but she first won me over. Someone asked her, like, tell me about your passions. Tell me about you. She says no. That's her reply. Like, everyone's getting to know each other. Hi, what's your name? Where you're from? What's your favorite color? She responds no, which I find pretty funny. She kind of has her ground, and I thought that was cool.
I think that's just her arrogance. I don't think it's like I'm here to meet this celebrity dude and not talk to you. You're like that's very bitchy to start out with. I don't think that was like
it's not a cool move.
that was not her intention at all, Noah.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, I thought it was very intentional.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I don't-
intentional on her part,
Right,
but not
yeah.
like to like she didn't do it for the right reasons you're thinking.
For
Noah.
for the right reasons.
I don't think there's a lot of right reasons going on in the show.
Yeah, but she didn't say what she was interested in because she doesn't care about the other people in the room. She only cares about whoever this celebrity is and to win, his heart for love.
So I think she might have other reasons why she kind of lost me, but it's very clear each of these women primarily are trying to go after the guy. So I actually think her end outcome is the same as all of them. She's taking a different route to get there.
Well, all these women come on this show and they don't even know who the celebrity is. So I think like part of it is like, you know, you might be here for several weeks. Like if you're going to have a good experience at all, like maybe it's probably good to like sort of connect with the people you're going to be around most of the time, which is mostly the other women. Like it's a pretty like immediate burn bridges kind of move to not talk to them.
Oh yeah, she's a fire starter.
Noah's into it.
So, Christina, if you're listening and you got sent in a cab home by Pauly D, Noah Singer is waiting, is what we're saying.
Hey, girl. So we got Christina coming out in the second batch. Anyone else stand out?
We got to mention Shira,
We got to talk about Shira.
who kind of looks like Tila Tequila. Not like a super, not like
Not a clone
twinning
situation.
situation, but enough that we called her Tila for the rest of the episode.
Oh, also Brittany.
Brittany.
We've got Brittany.
So on Shira though, we gotta talk about that one-on-one a little bit, right? So she is with Vinny, and they start talking. Like I can't remember how exactly she leads out with it, but somehow or another she just on like the first opening line she talks with them is like, I'll learn how to cook. And so Vinny's like, wait, you don't know how to cook at all. She's like, I'll learn anything for you. And he's like, so what about some like kind of Italian desserts, which will come up later? And he's actually like, do you know how to make tiramisu? She's like, obviously I do not, but I would learn it. And so like later in this quiz thing, it comes back to like name like 3 Italian desserts, and she just blanks. It's like, we talked
Incredible.
about it earlier.
Yes,
What are
you gotta
kidding me?
get that one, right?
Yeah, you got it. She's like, and then in her confession was like, I just didn't know how to pronounce it. So yeah, not going great there.
Not good.
Yeah, and you know, spoiler alert, because we're just gonna talk about it. She's gone, mainly for those reasons.
Right.
She was trying too hard.
Just trying real
According
hard.
to Vinny, she was trying too hard. So she's
Yeah.
gone.
Out of there.
She's gone.
Shira Tequila.
So the most interesting person I thought was Holly.
Oh, Holly.
Holly was the one.
That was a
She's-
reaction.
She sees Pauly D come out, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's Pauly D!" And then we're gonna be dating Pauly D, and like, shocker, no, we're not. We're gonna be dating Vinny, and then the confession was like, "I guess I'll date Vinny, but I was really excited for Pauly. You know, I guess I can try." So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next episode for that. And then there's another interesting tidbit I had is that she has a fruit phobia.
Yeah.
But she doesn't tell us the fruit.
I think
She
No,
just
it's all
says
fruit.
fruit.
all fruit.
Oh,
just
all
says
fruit?
fruit
She said
phobia.
if
Oh,
you
I
have
thought she
fruit
said
near me.
a fruit.
She's like, you can't have fruit near me. Like I
Any
know.
fruit?
Any fruit.
I've never heard of that phobia before.
That's
so
not
weird.
a phobia.
I don't know. Don't look
What
at
about
me.
a tomato?
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, when you start getting real technical, like, is it a
What
vegetable? Is it a
what about
fruit?
an
Is it-
avocado?
I think
Got
it's
some
whatever
questions.
she thinks is a fruit. It's
I'm
all
gonna
mental.
go tweet at her.
That's
We'll go
so
find out.
weird. I didn't realize all fruit.
Well, I don't know. She said fruit phobia. It could be a specific couple. I don't know.
Man.
It's like that mango, the hairy, or the mango kiwi. The kiwi.
The hairy mango.
The hairy
mango.
mango.
The kiwi.
Kiwi, people. I
We
said
got to make that
kiwi.
into a drink, like the hairy mango.
The hairy mango would be a great drag name.
So
All right, James,
Hey!
what do you think is in the drink, the hairy mango, James?
The oh man, it's got to be like kind of similar, like some kind of hair of the dog situation, but with mango, right? Like that's got to be what it is.
what do you mean? There's dog hairs and
What's
What?
hair? What's the
No,
hair of the
the
dog?
drink
Just
the hair of
means
the dog.
alcohol the next day, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know.
Hair of the
Yeah,
dog.
exactly,
Yeah.
that's
no,
right.
Definitely
that's exactly what it is.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
All
do you
right.
think there's
Haven't
some
thought
sort
about
of
it.
mango in this drink?
There's got to be mango.
The
in it.
hairy
Obviously,
mango?
it's a
Some kind
hairy
of mango liqueur. Maybe
Is-
some whiskey
is
in
there-
there.
So what,
Right.
what's a fuzzy navel? I feel like hairy mango
That's
and
like a
fuzzy navel
peach.
feels like it's in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of peach something.
So catch us next week on Who Put This On, where we try a hairy mango
Ooh,
do we do it on the pod maybe?
on the pod.
on the pod?
Another person I guess we could talk about is Maria.
Oh yeah, Maria.
Maria has
Maria,
like
dude.
the only interesting actual conversation with Vinny that at least that we get to see on the show, where they get to talk. They talk about porn. They talk about tentacle porn,
Squid
porn. Oh, squid porn. You're right. Not tentacle porn. Squid porn.
I mean,
The, The line between squid porn and tentacle porn doesn't sound like it's that vast.
You were in the right realm. Well, they were talking about like calamari or whatever, and he's
Yeah.
like, they were talking about the pronunciation or something, and then somehow that transitioned to squid porn,
Yeah, I don't really.
and then there's like, oh, you like porn, and Vinny's like, I love porn or something.
And then you could see in an instant, Vinny's heart was gone. Like, he has
yeah.
no interest in any other woman except for Maria. And he explicitly, in the confessional, he's like, Maria, she's really interesting. I got to talk to her more. She likes porn.
I feel like there's 16 left. 14 want Pauly D, and then there's Maria versus Mish for Vinny, and that's the whole thing.
Misha hasn't even met Vinny.
But
Yeah.
Mish was very nervous that she didn't know who Pauly D was. Didn't feel she could compete. I feel she's on the Vinny wavelength.
Definitely. She's a Vinny girl.
It's just Maria versus Mish for Vinny. That's one whole side plot, and everyone else wants to get Pauly D
We'll
is
see,
the other
we'll see.
side.
Maria also yodels at some point,
it was
Yeah.
good in the talent show.
which was kind of weird. It's
I
not even a
liked- I
talent
liked
show.
it.
It was a quiz show.
No, and
Oh,
during-
that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
the other one was a talent show.
What
Wait,
we
we
did
gotta
hear-
talk about more about the talent and quiz
Yeah.
show too.
We did hear, so we heard someone yodel, then we heard someone clack with their mouth.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that was
don't know
weird.
who that was.
That was their
Let's
talent.
move on from that. That was no
Yeah.
good.
Last interesting thing about Maria though is that she was on the last season of Are You the One? So she's like a returning MTV dating show person. And on her season of Are You the One, she found her perfect match like the first or second week. This dude named Shamoy. And so what happens on that show when you find your perfect match, you go to basically like live in like another house with them for the rest of the season. But we find out in like the reunion show of this that when Shamoy came in the show, he already had a girlfriend, and he like revealed this to her like after they've been matched and moved into this house. So they were just like miserable, just living together in this house for like months on this show, and this dude
Wow.
wasn't
Is-
even into
Are
it.
You the One take months?
It seems like it does. It seems like it's a pretty long show.
Well, it's like it's like 10 matches, so it takes 10 weeks.
Dude, weeks? No way.
no, I think
Yeah.
it is.
It's
yeah.
like 2 days per match.
No.
No, they definitely. I mean, they could be lying to us, but they talk about weeks. They're like this
They
week.
could be lying
They
to
would
us.
never,
What?
Rob. They would
Chris.
never. They would never.
No. They never lie. Obviously,
It
it's
definitely
weeks.
seems like it's been a little bit.
You've buried the lead.
Well,
though.
Yeah.
so in Are You the One though? It's like 2 challenges, like a truth booth. They're like mini days every episode.
You
so.
can bust that all out in one day. I just watched one episode of Are You the One.
All right.
But you buried the lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are You the One? What was her nickname?
Oh, she was like, I don't remember her nickname, but I
What?
think her thing was that she like falls too fast for unavailable men.
Well, she was like barely in the show because she was out into this match house in like the second week,
yeah.
so she wasn't in it that much. But
You don't
You
know the
didn't-
nicknames. I'm
You
so
didn't
disappointed.
rewatch it before we watched this.
I had
so you
no
can
idea
fill
she
us
was going to be in it.
Well, you need to fill in on the details, dude.
I guess.
I didn't write down anything about anyone else. So, all
right.
We got to talk quickly about Zuheli.
Zueli.
Zuheli.
Zuleli. Well, I don't know how to pronounce it, but her name is kind of nuts. That's all I got to say.
That's all we
That's
know
it.
about her.
And
Hot
that's
take.
all we got.
Oh, no, we got to talk a bit more about Brittany.
Brittany.
Oh,
Brittany.
Brittany, what's her profession?
well, she said she's a TV personality,
TV personality, a.k.a.
weather person,
Good job, Annabeth.
weather woman,
She
And-
says weather girl herself in the
weather
show.
weather babe.
Where is she a weather personality?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of competition for that show.
The big
I feel
ND.
like 80% of these
I think you'd
women
be surprised, Chris.
are
Oh, I'm sure
from
there is.
New York in some way, and then you got Nebraska weather personality in there. I think that's a strong move.
That was good.
No, like there was a bunch from like Staten Island, Long Island,
Oh, yeah.
Jersey,
Yeah.
like a lot of Northeast.
A lot of from the
representation.
Vinny Pauly D demographic for sure.
Right.
There is like going back to the men sitting in the room watching the other man date people. There's the scene where Kate falls into the hot tub and Vinny's in the room watching it happen, and he goes, "I hate Staten Island girls."
And he's from Staten Island.
Yeah, he says at some point to the girls is like,
Yeah.
I don't like dating people from where I'm from.
Yeah. Pauly D, even though coming off maybe a bit more like Staten Island, he's from Rhode Island. the most
Wow.
non
A very
the
different island.
non-island of islands.
Not an island.
Exactly.
Um,
Any other girls to talk about?
I mean, we could talk about Elise, Brittany, Marissa, Desiree. I mean, we didn't talk about bee lashes that much. If you want to talk about bee lashes,
She's got lashes.
She didn't do a whole lot except for help out Kate when she was crying in the bathroom. I mean,
Who was the girl from Jamaica? I feel like she's
Oh,
pretty decent in the
yeah.
running. Like
Nikki
she's
Hall.
a little bit under the radar.
Nikki.
Nikki? Yeah.
Both
I feel
of them,
like she
the
like
men
hit it off
really
pretty
liked
well.
her. Yeah. She
And
also
fun.
seemed fairly normal.
Yeah, like she seemed.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like she's not in like the crazy outstanding category, but she's
Yeah.
like doing well. Like I think she's gonna go decently far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Do we got to talk about Ashley's outfit?
Oh, Ashley had the weird dress.
The orange thing.
Oh, she had a real weird dress. Rob, describe it.
I don't think I can describe it. It's just real
give,
weird.
Give a couple of adjectives for like your emotions when you saw it.
Adjectives for my emotions.
why don't
This
you
is a
just
tough
give us
C,
the
yeah.
emotions and then
Confusion? Is that an emotion?
It was very tight,
Very tight.
and her
Very
butt was really
tight.
sticking out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, a
lot
lot
of
of
butt.
these women were trying to have the butts.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
things. A lot of
Yeah.
curves were very accentuated in these outfits.
There's something strange about the way Ashley's was accentuated.
Yeah, I can't quite place it though. Like, you know what I mean? There was kind of like these grooves over the butt. I felt like
There
it
were
was like, you know, like
definitely
the
grooves.
Yeah.
hem in your pants. It was kind of like the hem in your pants, but like over both butt cheeks.
Some ruffles.
Yeah, it was a very odd.
There were
design. I
there were
don't
some
know.
ruffles. I think that's a good way to put
It
it.
was very odd. And there were some also like cutouts, and also the color was sort of a weird orange, fleshy tan.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very bad. I mean, like, if you're going on this show, what's your day one outfit? What do you pick? You open up your closet. You're Chris. You're Chris
Am I
Lorenz.
Pauly
You open
Vinny
up your
or one of the
closet.
girls in this
What do
situation?
you pick?
I mean,
what
Chris
do you
is
do?
just picking his nice suit that looks like Pauly D's suit.
Do you pick the Pauly D suit?
I gotta have that cummerbund though.
Yes. Do you pick like a distinctive pocket square, perhaps?
I have no idea. If I was going on the show like this, you got to go with the clubbing outfit. Is really what everyone was wearing.
What's your club outfit?
I mean, you just got to wear that nice button down. You know, the nice jeans.
What color button down?
Yeah, black is good. Is a good one, but like that doesn't sound out as much. Probably go.
hot
somewhere-
I mean,
pink.
I'm pretty sure everyone in this room went to the club to see DJ Pauly
Yeah,
D.
it's just what we wore to Pauly D's show.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, right?
I think so.
I'm real
Do you think
surprised in the
there's gonna
DJ
be-
segment there was no confetti. It was like,
Yeah.
what is he doing?
There
Do
was
you think there's
definitely
going to
lack
be
of
an
confetti.
episode where he takes them like to a club where he's actually doing a show?
100%. They showed it in
They
the
showed it.
Sizzler.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Great.
It's
Yeah, so
gotta
it's
be.
It's
Pauly
gotta
D,
be
it's
him.
Pauly D up there DJing, and the girls are like on the stage.
Pauly
What
D's
do
up there
what is-
DJing.
what's Vinny doing?
That's the thing. And Vinny's also there.
No, Vinny's running the confetti machine. I'm sorry, Vinny.
Well, at some point, we find out that the girls have to pick which one they're interested in. So you're only with the girls that like Pauly D at that point.
So Vinny is on a side date with Maria and Mish, and then all the other girls are just at the club with Pauly D.
Oh my God. There's something we did not talk about this episode that we got to talk about.
Talk about it.
The barber shop.
Oh.
Not mentioned the barber shop.
This is a great bit.
I did
Okay,
not write
so-
down the barbershop.
So someone meets all the women, and then both of the men reconvene, and then they go to this room in the house that is a barber shop, and they sit down, and they're like, "This is where we discuss the ladies." And they sit down in these barber chairs, whatever, and then these two barbers, these men, just come out of the woodwork. They were like in a closet. They come out. They put the aprons around the men, and they start giving them haircuts. Meanwhile, the men have iPads where they're swiping through the women. We cut to a confessional. It's Vinny. He's like, people make fun of me for getting too many haircuts. Now I can get one every day. It looks like they will get one every day. It's
Oh,
incredible. So in this episode, in this double shot episode alone, we see two haircuts, and the barbers are clearly trying to figure out what hair they can cut off the men's heads, and it is very tough for them, and it is so good.
That second haircut, they definitely cut zero hair.
There is no hair to cut.
Well, like in the setup for this show, it seems that they've met both groups of girls in the same night and have
Yeah.
gotten two haircuts in the same night.
Did they really do that in the same night?
No way.
Oh,
It
yeah.
couldn't have been.
No way. No way.
I don't know.
Not a chance.
I mean, they do the Bachelor one on the same night, and that's like 20 people, but I don't know.
So walk me through the time frame. If you do it one night, what time do the first group of women show up? Is it 7
Yikes.
p.m.?
like
It's dark out.
it was
though.
dark.
Yeah, it was
But
dark.
it could be.
It could
was
be
shot
winter.
in January.
as soon as the sun goes down, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you could
think
do
there's-
six,
Man,
7.
maybe.
You could do 3 hours with the first group.
Oh, you need more than 3 hours.
They got so drunk.
Well, I
They
think
got
like,
so
happens.
drunk.
I think
Did you
that.
see how drunk Kate was?
I mean, that's true. The big difference between this and The Bachelor and the way they do it, like in The Bachelor, like they have all the people are coming out one by one, and The Bachelor's like having a conversation with all of them. Like there's like bit happening, there's a conversation, there's stuff happening. This one, they're just dumping the girls from the cabs into this house, and then there's kind of
Drinking.
I don't think
So they
that
kinda
really
cut out a bunch of stuff,
No,
I
I don't
think.
think that adds very much time because like the intro thing, they say like a sentence and then they go in the house and then in the house they have the same thing where every girl like steals the man away or whatever.
yeah. I mean, either way they do it in one night in The Bachelor,
But that
like the
night
sun's
lasts
coming up at
until
the
like
end.
dawn.
So I think it's got to be 2 nights because the first group is going to leave a mess.
Yeah.
They
That's
gotta-
true.
I think it's
Yeah.
it's one night both times that they're leaving the women. They're like, "We'll meet you tomorrow for the pool party." They
They
both
could be
said
lying.
tomorrow.
They could be lying to you, Chris.
I'm just saying
That-
that it
Chris,
makes way more
Chris.
sense production wise for them to do it all in one.
Chris,
night.
that was some
No.
ADR. They said we'll meet you in a couple days for the pool party. Then the ADR will meet you tomorrow.
They said tomorrow, dude. I don't know what you want.
Didn't
from
you
me.
hear when he said, "We'll meet you tomorrow"?
Rob, somebody in the show, I think it was Vinny, said one of our favorite lines of any reality show.
Give it to me.
Trust the process.
Yes.
Gotta trust the process, Rob.
At one point, they just referenced a process, and I'm like, are they gonna say they gotta trust the process? And then Vinny came through.
As they call back to Married at First Sight.
It's called back
and
to
The Bachelor
every
and
show.
every dating show.
Married by Mom and Dad. Also talked a lot about trust the process. This
Are
is
you the
great.
one?
I feel like it originated in Married at First Sight, though.
I
No,
mean,
Bachelor.
As
Bachelor
part of
for sure.
in the Who Put This On universe, it originated
Oh
with
yeah,
Married
that's
at
the only
First Sight.
universe I care about.
It is the right universe.
It is clearly we are the originators. Has anyone got any minutia? Should we get our ratings?
No,
Really?
I got a question.
Okay.
Do we all got to pick who
Oh,
ends up
yeah.
with Pauly D, who ends up with Vinny?
I think so. I think we should pick.
yeah.
I'll go
Wow.
first. I'm going with my girl Mish with Vinny.
Hold on. I gotta start writing this down.
And I'm taking B Lashes
Oh.
for DJ Pauly D.
Oh.
And you got B lashes.
B Lashes for DJ Pauly D and Mish for Vinny. That's my pick.
I'm gonna go with. I like Maria. I'm gonna stick with Maria for Vinny,
Solid choice.
and I'm gonna go with Holly
Oh no!
oh
Gross.
yes,
for.
she's had a
Pauly
crush
D.
on him for 10 years.
So that's what I'm gonna go with.
Harrison, what you got?
Man, this is a tough one. I mean, I think that it's got to be Maria for Vinny. I mean, it seems like she's at least out to an early lead. So I mean, that's the best lead I have here.
She's got the porn lead.
She's in with the porn. Man, it's a tough one for Pauly D. Honestly, I think maybe I'm gonna go with Christina. Maybe I think that Christina could be a good Pauly D.
Breaking Noah's heart here.
Wow.
Who do you got? I don't know, Noah. Who you got for us?
Yeah. I'll give it. So, I think Darren is gonna end up with Vinny.
0%.
Nah, I
I
think
like
I
the
love
the
it.
confidence, Noah.
yeah, I think that's gonna match up. I think she's gonna turn a bit of a leaf, and she's gonna supplant Maria down the line.
You're saying the crazy cat lady?
Yeah, because clearly Vinny likes a little bit of a crazy side, and I think she's gonna show up.
All right.
So
Okay.
that's on the front. And then I think L is gonna end up with Paulie D. If you see who Paulie D usually goes for, he kind of likes more of like a tanner looking girl. So I think she's gonna show up.
Okay.
Wow.
What do you got for us, ABC?
It's a tough pick. I think I also want to pick Maria for Mr. Vinny because it's the only real conversation we've seen where he didn't seem like a little awkward duck. And it was about the squids, so that was good.
You're not going with our girl Mish?
No, I think Maria's going to beat out Mish.
Man.
I think so.
Is
But
Maria
I
the
love,
one-
I mean, like, Mish is my pick.
Oh, you are picking Mish.
For me.
For you.
For me.
You want to end up with Mish.
I want to end up with Mish. I love
Sorry,
Mish.
Harrison.
Wait, we didn't talk about. I'm gonna sneak one tiny minutia in here. We didn't talk about at the talent show. Mish's talent was spinning a broom. She's
Oh, we did not talk
so
about that.
good.
You're underselling that a little bit. She's doing some straight up color guard movements.
Oh, she's definitely
Yeah.
color guard.
yeah.
She rolled it with the broom, and I think we were all a little uncertain of like, Mish, what you doing? And then she owned that broom.
Mish had the biggest character arc in this episode that perhaps we've seen on reality TV in a long time.
She
So
was-
she really showed some growth.
She was the only one who really exhibited any kind of talent at the talent show.
Definitely.
No one else really did
Well,
anything.
there was some sort of clicking.
there was the clicking.
which we will never
I
explain.
think that just backs Harrison up.
I also might pick L for Polly.
Oh, another vote for
It's
L.
really tough, but
Man, you got to just copy. Noah
yeah, I
right
mean,
there.
Noah and I just have the same taste in women, so.
Oh.
All right, James, what do you got?
I'm trying to remember. Is Maria the one that won the
Yeah,
Are You
Maria-
Smarter competition? Man, I really don't want to copy that pick, but like I feel like she's a pretty strong pick.
You could pick Zahuli, Elise, Brittany.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a bunch. I do think I don't know how to pronounce her name. Zahulia.
Zool.
Zahu? What?
Haley.
Just say Zool.
Haley.
Zooey.
Haley.
I think she's gonna go pretty far. I don't know. Like, I guess I'll pick. I don't know. Like, I who the fuck knows? Whatever. Put her down for something.
I'll pick Zahuli.
For something.
I like
For which one?
Vote for
I don't
which
know.
one?
Whatever one.
For Vinny, I got Zahuli down for.
Sure. And then I don't know. I want to pick L, but like it's already picked. Like whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter.
You should go for Brittany. No one's gotten Brittany.
No, I don't fucking
yet.
like Brittany.
Brittany.
No, she's not going anywhere.
What about
Go for Kate.
What
Nebraska
about
Brittany? No way.
What about Susie?
I do think Susie will go reasonably far.
Yeah, she will.
And like the problem is like the other one just don't know. Like I actually think Nikki's gonna go pretty far. But
Yeah.
like I just don't know like Vinny and Paulie.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
who
this
knows?
is
I don't know
just
how
for-
racist
this
they
is
are.
for
Like
fun.
Go for
James.
Nikki. That's a good like.
let's throw Nikki in the
sleeper
mix.
move.
Let's do it.
All right, Nikki for Polly.
There we go.
All right,
I hate this game, by the way.
that's
Fucking
fine.
hate it.
Good job, James.
We're not asking you to pull your teeth.
I'm sure you did better than Max on the Temptation Island.
Hey.
Oh.
One more question. Well, so it's only been 6 weeks since you saw DJ Pauly D with 7 Megan Foxes trying to find love. How come none of these women look like Megan Fox?
Wow.
That was
Wow.
the key to Pauly D's heart.
We already
Yeah,
we told you the producers were like, we got 7 Megan Foxes. Okay, Pauly D, you have a crush on Megan Fox. We talked about this
But why didn't one of these women go down that path? Be like, this is the key. I'm
because
gonna
they
go
didn't
big.
know they were dating Pauly D.
Oh,
It
that's
was a
true.
mystery celebrity.
That is true.
Yeah, and the producers didn't pick any Megan Fox types because they already tried that. It didn't really pan out.
So it didn't pan out. Is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
that's what I'm saying.
Why isn't the winner of that show on this show?
Oh, it's
That would
like
have been good.
some kind of qualifier.
You
Yeah.
put the winner of that show on this show on the night Vinny's The Bachelor.
Ooh.
And they're like,
Like
I already dated DJ Pauly D. Now I'm going to chance to date Vinny. This is great.
The whole Jersey Shore.
Got to get everyone else in the mix. Get some situation.
Well, on the this season there sounds like there's a lot of Jersey Shore cameos from other people to vet these women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
I can't believe Angelina is gonna make like no one likes. They don't like Angelina.
Do you know who likes Angelina? The MTV producers.
Yeah, That's fair. That's true.
I feel like the JWoww episode's gonna be good.
JWoww's gonna be an interesting episode. A lot of drama
JWoww's gonna
happening
be
with JWoww
hating
lately.
on all these women real hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be
Snooki's
great.
gonna be good.
What do you think? Why is JWoww not a contestant on this show?
I think she married.
No, that's
She
the
was.
drama.
Oh.
The drama is that she broke up with her long-term husband. They're getting divorced.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
Real
you're
talk.
ready for ratings?
Maybe the next season of Double Shot of Love is gonna be her and somebody else.
ABC, you want to kick us off?
JWoww and Angelina, double shot of love.
Oh,
ABC.
for ratings?
Well, yeah, ratings.
yeah,
Ready?
sure.
Give it to us.
This is definitely in the middle. This was very enjoyable. I was very pleased with the episode. Great stuff here. Yeah, I mean, like, I think I like it in the same way I liked the Tila Tequila show, because, you know, you meet a lot of people really fast. There's, like, some actual content. Everybody's pretty silly. It's pretty easy to understand premise. The whole Guido vibe is very fascinating and strange. It's a whole new anthropological look at the world. So I think it's, like, a cool middle-of-the-middle show for me.
Why is it not the top?
Because I don't know if it had any, like, other than, like, it being these two, like, celebrity men, like, I don't know if it had, like, a special sauce that really, like, makes it very different from a lot of other dating shows like this. So, like, I'm intrigued by it, but, like, I don't know if I'm, like, I don't think it's, like, it doesn't have something, like, really different for me. So I don't think it's, like, top tier, like, I've never seen anything like this before, like, amazing.
That's the requirement to be top tier, top third.
I mean, like, for the top, like, like, for the show, like, maybe I'd watch another episode. I'm not sure if I, like, need to seek it out or anything. And so that's kind of, like, for me at least, like, I think the top tier, like, I definitely know I want to watch more of. And I'm not sure I want to watch more of this. I really enjoyed it, so maybe, but, like, I'm not, like, super sold on it because it does feel like every other dating show.
All right. James, you got a rating for us here?
Got it for you. I'm going bottom of the middle on this one as a James rating.
Ooh.
Surprising fashion here.
Wow.
As much as I would love to throw the show in the bottom, they do a lot of good things, I think, from a production side of the house. I will say, as somebody who does not like the Jersey Shore, that Vinny and Pauly D were actually pretty enjoyable in this show. Not crazy about the format. It's not really my cup of tea of a show that I want to go watch. But I think they do a lot of good things right. Like, the format's interesting. They keep it moving. Something we didn't really talk about, but that I got really frustrated initially with the show, where they did, like, a massive coming up next segment. But then for some reason, they didn't really do that again. So, like, it really pissed me off because it was extremely long, but then they didn't do it. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, just the first commercial break, they did the crazy giant one.
Really mad. Like, I felt like it was full of spoilers and just all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, well, if this is what this show is going to be, I'm going to be super pissed because I totally expected these massissive recaps. But they didn't do it. So I'm like, okay, you got some points
it was
back.
Some weird thing about it being the first commercial break.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
they're
think it's
definitely
the-
trying to hook you somehow with that one.
And it's the whole, like,
but it's
attention span
annoying.
thing, and, like, they know people will have, like, all that. So I totally get it. But I think also what drops a couple points for me in the notches is that all of the Jersey Shore people coming in on the show, like, that is a super hard negative for me. Like, I actively would not watch this show because of all those people coming onto it. No interest in seeing JWoww or, like, any of these people. It's just not for me. But if you're into that, I could totally see it. So there you have it. Bottom of the middle for me.
All right, Rob, you got it for us?
I'm a little torn on the show because so much of the show is so stupid. But unlike James, I do love Vinny and DJ Pauly D.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just kind of fun to hang out with them and see their reactions to all this. So I think I got into putting in the middle of, like, there's some good stuff, there's some things I don't like, and in the end it's all right. But I think there's evidence to sway you both ways on this show. It oscillated quite a bit.
Are you trying to oscillate between bottom third and middle, or are you talking, like, top third?
I feel like there's some parts that are, like, very top third and super fun, and there's some parts that are very bottom third, and in the end I'm just going to put it in
ends
the
up in
middle.
the middle.
Yeah.
No, what you got?
So I'm kind of I have a mix of all the things that are kind of said. I'm putting it at top of the middle. primarily it's an MTV show without the big pre-cap or recap, which I just can't stand. And so I give MTV credit for producing these a little bit better. I think Pauly D and Vinny, they're just great entertainers. They're really enjoyable to watch. We've seen them on several shows. They know how to deliver it, and you don't feel like they're giving a lot of ham, when in reality they're giving a lot of ham. What's keeping it out of the top is all the girls, or a lot of the girls, are trying to ham it up, and you kind of lose that, I guess, veneer of authenticity, which I think this will lose interest quickly. That said, for an hour and a half, we made it through, and only the last, I'd say, 10 minutes or so were kind of painful. So kudos to them for making a show that you could easily watch one episode of.
And you put it in what tier again?
It's in the middle, but top of the middle.
Okay. Just trying to clarify.
Oh, yeah.
I zoned out. Harrison, we got more.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Well, this is definitely going to be a middle third show for me as well. I mean, definitely found it to be pretty entertaining. Like, the show was like surprisingly funny, like in a way that a lot of other dating shows we watch aren't. Like, and I think it's because of the Vinny and Pauly D like situation there. So not the situation, but the Pauly D and Vinny situation. And
Not funny.
hey, I didn't mean to make the joke; it just came up.
Okay.
He's in jail, Harrison. What are you talking
Not
about?
funny, dude. We love Mike.
Do you?
No.
Anyway, yeah, it seemed like there's some interesting characters. It was enjoyable. Yeah, it was a middle third show.
I have a pretty big debate on this one. Like this season overall, there hasn't been a whole lot of top third shows, and I really like Pauly D and Vinny's like dynamic, and I think that they play out really well. I do agree that this format's not my format that I'd like at all, but I'm gonna put this at the top. I think that it deserves its place. I think that it was funny. I'm interested in more, but it can, I feel, drop pretty quickly. Like, definitely these 2 episodes can't really give me a good sense of whether it should be there or not. But for the lack of other shows this whole season of Who Put This On, this one's gonna go on the top.
Wow. I can't believe this is the show that Chris is choosing to put in the top.
What are the
Breaking
other shows
through.
we haven't put in the top, James?
I'm just saying,
Chris-
of 47 shows we've watched, this is the one.
There's a lot. There's a couple other ones, but there's only a couple.
I mean,
That's the problem.
Chris loves Jersey Shore. Like, there's no way that this wasn't going to be a top third show.
That's not entirely true. But Pauly D
it's
and
been a
Vinny,
while since Chris put a show in the top. He was due.
like Pauly D. Pauly D and Vinny put this in the top. That's it.
This is a good pick.
Like
I mean, they make the show.
Tila
Yeah.
Without
Tequila,
them, the show is
Tila,
not.
Tila Tequila show is in the middle,
Mhm.
and I actively could care less about Tila Tequila. Whereas like I actually care about Pauly D and Vinny. They actually make a good like interesting, funny relationship between the two of them by themselves. So like.
I mean, like, there's not.
And they remove all the cruff from the Jersey Shore too, so it's just those two. So
There is something really delightful about having a dating show where it's like 2 people get to like talk about it together, and like the barbershop room I think is like my favorite thing ever, and like I love just seeing them interact and talk about the women. Like I think that's going to be a really delightful part of this whole season.
yeah, well, I'll keep you informed because I'll probably keep watching
Please
it.
do.
Oh yeah.
I have one hot internet corner fact before we move on from this show that I found while I was looking up the show description earlier. So this is not the first double shot at love. There was another double shot at love
Oh, do we have to update the intro?
back in 2008. That was with a pair of bisexual twins, Riki and Viki. And it was a double shot at love season. It was like right after the Teal.
Are those both girls or guys?
both girls?
Oh.
So is this a Shot of Love season 2?
I think it's a double shot at love season 2.
So this is the first bisexual version of the show.
I think so.
But
At
what
least
if
that we know of.
what if
like,
these
so
boys
far.
fall in love
With each other?
Well,
Right.
with each other?
It could happen.
I mean,
That's why I
Heard-
said that we know.
I think they're already in love with each
I
other.
think it's gonna happen.
What if episode 5 is they just bring in a bunch of guys? What then?
All right. Speaking of updates, here we've got a good Selling Sunset update from somebody in this room that did not put it in their top third.
I'm impressed someone is still watching Selling Sunset.
It is definitely not me for the audience out there.
Yeah, I've been confused why I keep watching it as well. But yeah, no, it's kind of entertaining.
Own it, no.
Yeah, I really should own it more. I gotta say though, I'm on like episode 4 or 5 now, and it's starting to lose its charm a bit. Yeah, so
What? Episode 4 or 5?
It's now losing its charm.
yeah, yeah. So I've been watching. Like it keeps up, at least pulling me in as they bring in the business of it a little bit. Even though, as I've learned, the business is a bit manufactured, not real. I'm not going to go into the deep cut. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, we don't have time for the deep cut.
Yeah. What they bring out a bit more in the storyline is with the 38-year-old who's marrying the 25-year-old. That turns into something kind of interesting. But yeah, I'd say if you want an easygoing Netflix show to have on like in the background, I would definitely recommend it.
I mean, it definitely seems like one of those shows where like the more you watch, the more you'll get into it, the more you're going to like. No?
It's the other way. Yeah,
I don't know. It feels like you get to know the people and
they don't get the characters. I mean, yeah, it's kind of fake reality, right? But they don't do a good job at building the personalities more. They kind of just build a little bit more of the drama. The only character arcs are with the 38-year-old and 25, and that's why I think it loses a bit of the appeal, because then they don't bring the business up anymore. That kind of stays steady, and that's where I'm probably losing.
What
interest.
about the new girl?
Chriselle? I mean, she's doing fine. She caused some drama because you could tell she tries to talk shit behind other people's back a bit. But again, there's just not much there with that.
what about that $40 million house?
Yeah, they're still trying to sell it. That is definitely the like I don't know the right jargon for this, but like that is like the big story arc, right? It's like who could sell the house.
Yeah. We predicted that last week. That would,
Yeah, and that's
at the end of the
holding
season,
true.
they're going to sell the house.
Yeah, that's holding true.
All right. Well, thanks for the update, Noah, and keep watching. Let us know how that all
I
works out.
may or may not do that.
We need the updates. So
We're counting on you, Noah.
We're counting on you.
Oh man, the pressure.
The audience needs to know what happens in Selling Sunset.
If anyone tweets at me at Noah L. Singer
Oh,
that
no.
I don't know that listens to this and tells me to watch
I was literally about to get my phone out and tweet
and
at
tells
you.
me to watch, I will do so.
All right, audience, we're counting on you.
Yeah, so audience,
If
it is
anyone
up to you.
tweets at you, you need to watch the rest of the show until they cancel it.
America, you decide.
All
More
right.
than America. We're global.
We're global. All our India listeners that we
India,
got.
you decide.
All right. Well, you can. I think that's it for us this week. You can find us at Who Put This On Twitter. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. Email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time.